Chat! We are not going to start off small today. We know what's going on. You guys saw the thumbnail. Oh my goodness, let's get into it. I am hyped for this video, guys. Now, everything is going to be captured below under the video. If you want to skip to a certain point, I have all of it named. You want to see an operator skip to the name? You already know who the last two operators are going to be last. You already know who they're going to be. Feel free to go check those out now, but I do encourage you to watch the entire video and see my takes on everybody if you so choose to. Now, first of all, can we give a shout out to myself real quick? All of the music, all of the edits, the background that you see, everything that's new everything that's made is new, and it's all by me personally. If you're at least impressed by that, put a like on the video. I don't want to take any more time BSing with you guys though. You already know what we're about. You know what we're doing. Let's get into it. Now chat, listen up. This is how this tier list is going to go. Everything on the tier list is going to be my own personal tier list. As a T3 coach, that means it might have some biases to it, and it might be biased towards competitive play and how I see the game. However, I will put a ranking system next to all of the operators for you guys. What are the numbered ranking system going to be? It's going to consist of number 1, competitive viability. It's going to be a sliding scale 1 to 10. No, number 1 is going to mean not competitively viable, horrible operator. Number 10 is going to be very competitively viable. You can use them in T1 play, T2 play, and T3 play. And I guess T4 and Collegiate as well. Second scale is going to be how viable are they in your typical ranked stack. In your typical 3 stack, 4 stack, 5 stack, are you able to use them with your friends and be viable in ranked? Third category that we're ranking them off of. How good are they for solo and duo queuing in ranked? Are they a viable option for you to push solo? Like a Copper to Champion series. Can you run this operator solo or not? Can you run it with a duo or not? That's what we're ranking it off of. And the fourth and final category that we are going to be going off of, that I will have for each operator that I talk about, is going to be how fun are they, otherwise known as the unranked category. This is going to be how fun that operator is just to play on a daily basis. Alright, that is everything that you need to know about this tier list. Now, let's hop into it and start going through operators now. First of all, when I'm looking at this list, I just want to get this out of the way now. There's one operator that is catching my eye. We're moving Jackal to the D tier. If you guys saw my last tier list, you already know how I feel about this operator. I hate Jackal. I hate Jackal. Horrible operator. I started in Twin Shells, and he got auto-banned every single time, and I think just that residual hatred over time has just kept going. I can't stand this operator. I understand that he is used in Pro League occasionally. I understand that he has some viableness to him. He's a solid character, or a solid operator. Not my cup of tea. Not my favorite. He's going in the D tier. I do not love him. Who to go with next, chat? Who to go with next? Man, chat. There's so many options here. Chat, let's hit up Finka next. Let's just go with Finka next. Finka is either high C tier or low B. Either high C tier or low B. Let me explain why. Because her healing's not the reason that she's going to be where she's at. She's going to be where she's at because of how she operates with shields. And with shields being really strong, I will not say meta. I don't think this is a shield meta anymore. But with shields being really strong, she helps them because she quickens their ADS time. Obviously, she adds health to them. But then she also makes it so that, flashes don't affect them as long and they can walk through barbed faster. Or sprint through barbed faster. That's the main reason that you're going to be choosing Finka and what's going to be making her viable. I personally am kind of going towards a high C tier with Finka, just off of how I see it played. I think she's a little bit more situational than some people would like to see. But, if someone made an argument for a low B tier for Finka, I would not be mad. Me personally, she's going C tier. Alright, let's keep it rolling, chat. We're 2 operators in. I'm just feeling energized today, chat. I just feel good. Everything's just... You know when it's just a good day, chat? Like, you're just enjoying yourself. That's today. I have no complaints about today. Until I saw this. Until I saw Doc, chat. I was having a good day, and then I saw Doc. And now I'm upset, right? Because Doc is like the epitome of operators that I hate in Siege. Who do I hate in Siege? Let me think about it. Oh, Doc mains. Look, this is not early 2025. You don't have ACOG anymore. And you don't do anything for the team. You're just a 3 armor roaming around like a dumbass, okay? You're just a 3 armor roaming around like a dumbass. Do you understand that? You're not doing anything. MP5 Bailiff, and that's it. Your ability is shit. You aren't operating for shit. We know you're not using that Bailiff for rotates. You're trash, okay? If you're maining Doc in 2026, get off of my team. Alright, now that that's out of the way, let's talk about his counterpart real quick. Where is Rook at? Ah, Rook. Rook is going right above Doc. For the simple fact that Rook has a C4. Rook is equally trash, okay? Rook is equally trash. Except he has a C4, so he's slightly higher on F tier if we even care about it. Alright, let's talk about an operator that's gonna bring a smile to my face, chat. Let's talk about an operator that I'm not going to be upset talking about. Can we do that real quick? Alright. Okay, who doesn't piss me off? Ah, here we go. Let's talk about Valkyrie real quick. Valkyrie is going to be an S tier operator. Chat, does this even need to be explained? Valkyrie has Valk camps that she can place everywhere that are a good size, good enough to be able to see, hard enough to see where you have to look for them. Right? They give good intel. She has a C4, she has the MPH, she has the Deagle. Chat, by the way, if you have the purple Deagle, send it my way right now. My friend pulled purple Deagle the other day, and that was the only colored black ice that I wanted. Well, not the only one. Let me pause. I really wanted the purple Deagle more than any of the other colored black ices, and I didn't get it. So if you have the purple Deagle colored black ice, and the market opens and we're able to trade them, send it to me! Please, chat, please send it to me. I want it. I want the purple Deagle, man. Okay, I'll stop being extra. I apologize. Sorry, this is an informal segment. Chat, why'd I say that? It's a formal segment. Formal segment. We're locking in. Only formal from here on out. Okay. Castle. Castle is a B tier operator. I talked about this in my last tier list. I'm talking about it now. Castles are good. In my opinion, he's kind of like the Thermite of defense. Like when I think of a support player, I'm thinking of Castle. However, the ump, even though it was buffed, still kind of shoots like a pea shooter. The super shorty is the super shorty. You know, like we all know what the super shorty does. And then his castles are just kind of, you know, they're just, They don't do much. You know, like, you can break him with Ash charges, Zofia charges, breaching charges, hard breach charges. You can freaking punch him, bro. You can punch his castle barricades and they'll just crumble over. Like, I mean, I understand the purpose of them. They're decent at what they do. I just feel like there's better operators. Like, I add castle to my strats. I play castle, but I feel like there's better operators that we can be choosing. Like, I'd rather have a Melusi than a castle, personally. And that's why castle's just gotta be B tier, even though I do like him. Moving forward. Chat, who do we go with next? Who's the next operator that we look for? You know, let's talk about Nokk, actually. I feel like Nokk, I feel like she's a B tier operator. I don't know how you pronounce it. Nokk, Nook. Roast me in the comment section. I'm calling her Nokk. Okay. I feel like Nokk is a B tier operator. Her gadget's good. She's a good lurker. The FMG's an alright gun. She has the deagle. But that's about all we can say. Like, her ability isn't pushing her to any further degree. And now there's just better lurkers. You know, Deimos is a better lurker. Snake is a better lurker. I'd say Ashe and Sledge are better lurkers as well. Like, there's better options than Nokk at her respective position. I really like her. I like playing her. I put her in A tier in my last tier list, but due to the changes this season that we're seeing, I gotta put her in B tier. Speaking of operators that have changed this season, Alibi. Alibi is an interesting operator because she does counter Snake to a degree, and people are playing a lot of Snake so far. Could be because he's new, could be because he's good. Maybe both, right? But Alibi is a good counter. And on top of that, they also changed Alibi so that now her last ping sticks. So it goes, so you shoot an Alibi clone and it goes da-dun, da-dun, da-dun. And then that last one is sticking, right? For your team to see. It doesn't go away anymore. Like, it doesn't just blink out. It stays there. Not a huge change, but Alibi also has a really solid gun, and I think people are finally finding an excuse to use her, and I'm not exactly against it. I still think she's really niche, but I like seeing a change in the meta a lot. I'm putting in Alibi in my C tier. I will put her below Finka. I still think she's worse than Finka, respectively, but that's where I'm going to place her for now. Moving forward, chat. Alright. Let's talk about Ashe, okay? My opinion on Ashe has not changed. Ashe is a solid operator. She's A tier, you know, good pistol, R4C. She's 3 speed. Claymore, breach charges. She does everything that you want. Good operator. However, there's nothing about her that I would consider like an X factor. Like, you know Brian Dawkins from the NFL? You know how, you know, he was like, what was he, like Project X or whatever? You know, like he had the X factor in him, chat. Ashe doesn't have that. Other S tier operators have that. Valkyrie has that. And there's nothing that can really like pinpoint besides just they got it. You know? I don't think anyone would say that Ashe has it. But that being said, Ashe has to be A tier. She has to stick A tier. Another A tier operator who used to be S. Well, Ashe didn't used to be S, but this guy did. Fenrir. Fenrir used to be S tier. And then the unfortunate day came where they removed his bailiff. And now my boy's stuck here in A tier. Fenrir still has it. His pistol's good. He has MP7. He has 4 of his Fenrirs. Like, he's really, really solid. But again, without that bailiff right now, he just doesn't have that oomph factor. He just doesn't have that oomph factor, chat. You know what I mean? Who also doesn't have that oomph factor? Lesion. Talked about removing something from an operator. Lesion lost his whole super shorty. They didn't even give him the bailiff as an option. They just removed his entire shotgun entirely. And I actually would not be super opposed to him getting a bailiff or a super shorty again. I mean, we're dealing with the 2 strongest trappers in the game right now. You see Ella Denari getting played every single time. Why not give him the super shorty? You know, Mage Strat's interesting. Give us a 3rd trapper to be able to utilize. Surely all 3 of them won't get used in this strat. But, you know, it could change up strats. We might see more Lesion get played now, and less Denari, or less Ella. It might switch up the pacing. You know, we want this to be a roamer and entry level, or entry targeted meta. So give us another one. Give us another roamer. Give us someone else with that oomph factor. I mean, Legion's solid. Obviously, he has the T5. His ability's good. But I think without that super shorty again, he's missing the X factor. Has to be A tier. Operator that I hate. Osa. Pains me to do it, but she's probably better than Finka. I do not like Osa. She's kind of clunky. I don't like her Osa shields. I don't like the way you play around them. I don't like her guns. I don't. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Alright. That's better. Not sponsored, by the way. I am not sponsored at all, in case you couldn't tell. But I had to eat something. I had to drink something. So you have the bad taste that Osa left out of the mouth. Because I just felt gross, even like looking at her operator icon. Okay. You know who I feel even grosser looking at, though? The worst operator in the game. Iana may single-handedly be the worst operator in the game, and it's not even close. What is her ability? And it gets shot the second she goes through a doorway. Oh, that's where her usefulness ends. That's how useful she is. Her ability is more useless than a drone. Drones are useful, don't get me wrong. But I don't think anyone's out here saying that, you know, they should be the ability. Or like a version of a drone that's worse than a drone should be an ability. I don't think anyone's saying that. Iana's ability is just a giant walking drone that can get shot. And when it gets shot, it's not even like an Alibi clone. It doesn't ping them. No, it just goes. Get her off my screen. I'm done talking about her. I'm done with this. Chat, I'm done talking about Iana. Let's move on to Sledge. Let's put Sledge in the B tier. Look, I said Sledge is a better lurker than Nokk, and I wasn't lying about that. Sledge is a better lurker than Nokk. And not only is he a better lurker, he also has nades. He also has the Reaper. He can also make Vert. Like, Nokk is just worse than Sledge in every way, in my opinion. And that opinion has changed since my last tier list. So, that's the updated T3 coach idea of how the game needs to be played right now. Sledge is better, currently. Even though I think his gun is a little weak. Don't at me. Alright? Moving forward. Echo has not changed. Echo is still a bottom A tier operator in my eyes. 3 yokai drones, deployable, impacts, bearing. He's good. The 3 yokais improved him. He used to be at like low B tier with his 2 yokais. He has 3 now. It's more info. I think he's low A tier. Don't argue. We all know it's true. He has a decent gun and he has a good shotgun. We all know why he's bottom A tier, okay? Let's not complain about it. Okay, moving on. Alright, moving on now. Let's talk about Vigil. Vigil, when he is played correctly, Vigil, when he's played on a pro level, is an A tier operator. Vigil, when he's played on a pro level, is better than Ashe even as well. But Vigil, when he's played on a pro level, when he's played on a competitive level, is not trudging the SMG-12 and Boss G. There's a reason why they're using him for his utility. If you want a video on to understand how to play these different operators, how to play them on a competitive level, oh, how should I play Vigil if I want to actually help my team and not just SMG-12 crush? Let me know in the comments section which operators you would want me to do that for, and I'll explain it to you, and I'll explain how to play each of the operators and their different positions and their different roles. And there'll be a separate video on that. But Vigil is an A tier operator, and he's even fun to play even if you aren't playing him on a competitive level. Okay, let's be honest here. Deimos. Deimos, if this was a tier list of Aura, Deimos would be S+ tier. He'd be at the very top. Deimos has so much aura. He just walks in, 1v1 someone, takes their head off, and leaves. That's his job, right? Deimos is the best post-plant, lurker, second entry, like everything. He's so good at everything. He has the AK. His pistol is amazing on PC. This dude just moves different. He has that X factor. He has two X factors actually. He has the X factor, which is just him being an insane operator, and then he has the other X factor, which is like intimidation and aura. Deimos is that guy, Chad. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, Deimos is that guy. Just believe it. Believe it. Shout out Naruto. Hashtag not sponsored. Frost. Frost is a solid C tier operator. My issue with Frost as a trapper, though, is that her Frost mats can just get shot. Like, you can just jump in and shoot them. I feel like they should force either more time or more utility clear, in my opinion. My friend Ace Chester and I had the idea that it would be a fun concept if, just like Ram has the back with the red on it that you have to shoot to deactivate it, if you had to do the same with a Frost mat. So you had to shoot a certain part of the Frost mat to deactivate it, and you can't just jump in and just spray it down, right? Kind of a fun concept to mess with. Maybe Ubisoft will be listening. But yeah, you can either nade the Frost mat or shoot the red part on it, like the clip, to get rid of it. But the fact that it doesn't require any utility clear is kind of absurd in my opinion. Ace, we all know where Ace is gonna go. Ace is an S tier operator. I don't think he's as high on S tier as he used to be. I think a lot of changes to Thermite have decreased his value on attack. I mean, he has long range breaches. They make a big hole. They go off at a good time. He has the AK-12. He has flashes, and then he's like a 3 armor. So he's not bad. He's a solid operator. However, there's some maps where Thermite is better than him on. And so, with that being a fact, it's hard to put an operator high S tier if there's another operator that does their job very similar or can compete with them, in my opinion. It doesn't make him not S tier, but it does decrease his value, and it does make me want to think and consider about putting him in A tier, personally. Where's he at? Oh, I wanted to talk about Bandit, actually, while we're just going on with S tier operators. Bandit is a low S tier, in my opinion, and I think it's very arguable, because I think you can put him and Cade arguably in A tier, or high A tier, but in my opinion, you have to put Bandit in low S tier, just because between the two, he's the only one that can consistently trick a wall by himself, right? He has the Keratos, so he can put a hole in the wall, and then he can trick it off of sound cues, which is a lot safer than Cade's version of tricking. Now, I do think that Cade gets more value when he's put with the tube than Bandit does when he gets put with the tube. So I will say that, but Bandit by himself, if we're comparing operators 1-to-1, I don't know, 1-to-1 ratio, I do think Bandit's better. But talking about Cade, we have to put him up here. And he is going above Fenrir right now, in my opinion. Cade is really strong, but he kind of requires a tube to get full value out of him. I like that he has the TCSG. I like that the TCSG has ACOG. I like that he has a C4. I'm not a huge fan of Cade's secondaries, but when you pair Cade and Tube together, there's not many duos in the game that are better than that, if any. Like Cade Tube, honestly, where's Tube at? Tube's an S tier, right? And Tube is better than Ace, respectively. Tube's better on defense than Ace is on attack. And respectively at their positions, Tube is obviously better. But Cade and Tube together might be one of the most lethal combos any game has ever seen a duo have. Their chemistry is just crazy. You can stop any wall with it, and it doesn't matter the situation. That's over. Right? Any thought of getting that wall open is over. You have to revamp your game plan. So Cade, high A tier. Tube, He's either going to be high S tier or he's going to be like middle high S tier, if that makes sense. But Tube's also one of only 2 operators that has a marksman on defense. So that's also important to keep in mind. Speaking of operators that have marksmen on defense, where is she at? Oh, she's at the top. I see. Aruni is better than Tube as well. I know Tube has a C4. Don't come at me. And yes, I know the Tube's ability is amazing. Like, he can slow walls and everything. Aruni, though. Aruni, amazing gadget. Barbed wire. Her marksman, incredible to fire. She has the ability to make rotates, head holes, feet holes with her arm. And again, her and Tube, the only 2 defense operators that have a marksman with ACOG. That is a huge point. Now, hot take, I don't think either of them should have marksmen with ACOGs or marksmen at all. I think that should be an attacker only thing. I would like for Aruni to receive the Vector, and I would like for Tube to receive a shotgun. Give him the MPX and the shotgun, right? Give him whatever shotgun you want. If you want to give him the M59, sure, whatever, go for it. I think Sledge shotguns are okay to have ACOGs, like the Boss G and the TCSG, but I don't think that these marksmen belong on defense with ACOGs, right? Otherwise, what was the point of removing the auto rifles? Because it's a marksman meta. So shouldn't we have removed the marksmans first, if anything? Huh? Let's move in a different direction, though, here, chat. Let's move on to Maestro. I think Maestro... Whoa, not A tier. I think he's shown himself to be viable in ranked, some competitive play, and he's also just fun to use. I know a lot of people that just use this operator to have fun with him. Maestro is very solid at what he does, and there's really not much to say about him. I mean, at this point, he's a win condition to stop Monties even, because he can kill a Monty who's planting. And, yeah, I mean, again, like cams, he's slow though. I like where Maestro's at. Let's leave him there. He's in a good spot, and he's fun to play. Chat, who do we go to next? Who do we go to next, chat? Let's go on to Dokkaebi, the character that will be having a rework. Alright. Dokkaebi, the operator that will be having a rework come next season. Year 11 Season 2 Dokkaebi is receiving a rework. Right now, she is the 2nd strongest operator in the game. Okay? What can she not do? Let's see, she clears roamers with her calls. The calls alert of everyone's location. If she eliminates a single operator, right? If you have a random Oryx on the other side of the map who dies, and she hacks his phone, she now has access to your Valk cams, Echo cams, bulletproof cams, default cams. What? All she did was hack an Oryx's phone. That's insane. And then beyond that, they gave her a marksman, and she's the only attack operator with the SMG-12. Yeah, bro, Dokkaebi's busted. Like, come on, step off. We know Dokkaebi's busted. I'm so ready for her rework next season. I've been saying for forever that she needs a rework, and that she's the most busted attacker in the game. I'm so ready for this. I'm so hyped for this. Let's talk about Wamai. Where's Wamai? Wamai is an A tier operator, obviously. Let's put him above Vigil. Wamai, super shorty for feet holes, head holes, rotates, throw holes, blah 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 blah. MP5K. He has his gadget, which is really good. Wamai. The only downside to him is that he has to charge up his ability, right? His ability has to get charged up, and so you have to stay alive over time. But if you know how to play Wamai, and you've played Wamai before, then you know that that's not super hard. That's my 2 cents on it. Wamai's a solid operator. And then his counterpart, Jager here, is also really solid. The only thing is of course he doesn't have that super shorty. He doesn't have anything to make rotates. He doesn't have anything to make feet holes, so he automatically gets bumped down a tier. Right? Because that's just how it works in Siege. They don't have something to make to rotate. You're probably going down a tier. You know, there's a few exceptions. You know, Valkyrie, but I guess Valkyrie has impacts, so but you guys get the point. All right. Jager's ability though is better than Wamai's. His completely destroys the utility. Wamai's capture the utility and it still goes off. Jager's completely destroys the utility. And it's gone. Capture firebolts? Gone. Nades? Gone. Smokes? Gone. I love Jager. Man, can they just... I hate that I'm saying this. Can they give him the glaive? Like, I don't think he needs the bailiff. I don't think he needs the super shorty. Can we give Jager the glaive? Am I crazy for that, chat? Jager with the glaive? Ooh, that might be nice. All right. Ooh, let's talk about something some people might find controversial. Skopos is S tier this season. Skopos is S tier this season. Okay, let me explain why, chat. Let me explain why she's S tier this season. Oh my goodness. Chat, what other operator can be roaming on second floor, right? Site is basement. You're roaming second floor. You get a pick. Now you have 3 people watching your staircases on first floor, right? Let's paint a scenario for you. Kill a person upstairs on second floor. 3 people watching for you on first floor. But do you know what you do? You ignore them and you go back to site. And you ignore the Kets players and you go back to site. And now they spend time chasing you upstairs. Chat, the only operator in the entire game that can do that is Skopos. Skopos is the only operator in the entire game that can completely ignore the roamers. They can completely ignore the Kets players, I mean. And just go back to site. That's how good Skopos is. Start using her more. Alongside that, she has her hydraulic arms, so now she can punch head holes, feet holes, rotates. She has impacts. She has one of the best defense guns in the game. One of the best defender guns in the game. Chat, start playing her more. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, chat. Oh my goodness. Okay. I need a second. Okay. Move on. Alright. Chat, we're moving on to Warden now. Warden. You guys, if you guys know me, you know how I feel about Warden. Warden is... You know, I'm putting him... Chat, do I put Warden above Ace? No, I can't get that crazy. Okay, Warden is the best anchor right now in defense. I don't even think that's a hot take. I think he's just the best anchor right now on defense. Twitch plants are super meta right now. Yane shields are coming into the building. Smoked plants. You have to run a Warden to watch for that. You have to pop your goggles and you have to watch through the smokes, flashes. If Blitz comes at you, you have to be prepared for that. Warden is the best to counter that. The best to counter Twitch plants. That's why he's the best anchor, that's why he's S tier. Alongside that, he has a shotgun, MPX, SMG-12, and then he has nitro cell and deployable. Like, come on. Plus he's 3 armor. He's built for sight. He's built to play sight. Warden's like that. On God, he's like that. Chat, who do we talk about next? Who is going next, chat? We can go Hibanna. Hibanna's got to be low A tier. She might honestly end up being the lowest operator on A tier, honestly. And the only reason I think I'm giving her A tier right now is because she's able to get hatches really effectively and still clear castles and other utilities. Plus she has long range breaching ability, but her breaching itself is not amazing. Like obviously Ace and Thermite are better, but Hibanna is a good option as well. The better option though to choose if you're playing in a comp environment is going to be Maverick. Maverick is S tier. He's the only operator who can ignore Bandit, Cade, you know, like electrified walls, mutified walls, and he can just go ahead with his blowtorch and just blow that wall over. Just blow that wall over like the big bad wolf. Chat, that was really weird. I don't know why I did that. But he can just take his blowtorch and he can just put fire to it and just burn through the metal. And then you just take like a Buck or a Flores or whoever, and then you buck it open after it's soft. Or you Flores it open after it's soft. Or you ash it open after it's soft. You get the idea. He can just, you know, he can just ignore the Bandits and Cades. That's why you see so many Maverick bans in Pro League. Because how do you counter that? Any good Maverick's not going to get like C forward or anything. Unless they play for like G2 or something. And then, you know, they'll probably just blowtorch their team until they're dead. But that was a horrible joke. That was trying to target the nade and thermite. But okay, chat. Now let's talk about my favorite operator. Let's talk about Lion. Let's talk about my favorite operator. Maybe I'm crazy for this. Lion might be high A tier now. Look, I've been a Lion fanboy since he was, like, a low B tier. Mid B tier. I've been a fan of Lion since he was a B tier operator. And I'm still a fan of him now. He got a buff. His Lion stance now lasts 3 seconds. He has the 417, second best DMR in the game, and a DMR meta. He has nades, he has claymores. Lion is super strong right now. I highly recommend that you guys start playing him, alongside the fact that he's my favorite operator. Maybe I'm biased. He's going in high A tier. I don't care. I don't care. He's going in high A tier. Brava is going to go right below him. Brava has the best DMR in a DMR meta. And if you don't like DMRs, she also has the Tammers. She has the Super Shorty. She has 2 Clutch Drones. The Clutch Drones are weaker than Twitch Drones. Yes, I know that. Yes, their range isn't as long. Yes, there's a charge time to it. But Aruni is one of the most picked defenders right now. Molusi, super popular picked defender right now. There's BPs everywhere. There's, you know, probably don't use it on default cam, but there's default cams as well. There's Kapkans. Like, there are things for you to hack, I promise you. Brava is super strong right now. And let me just preface again, because Aruni is one of the most picked defenders right now. Do we not understand that, chat? Aruni is one of the most picked defenders right now, if not the most picked defender. She's an A tier. Okay, let's move on to trappers. Denari. Denari is one of the best trappers right now. And probably one of the most creative ones as well. He can throw his Denaris to cover multiple windows, multiple doorways. He has a deployable shield. He has the Scorpion, which absolutely shreds. The Scorpion is super busted. And then he has the Glaive as well. The Glaive for rotates, for feet holes, for head holes, for throw holes. Denari, super amazing defender right now. I highly recommend you guys hop on him. If he's still too new for you, learn him. I promise you, you'll have fun with him. The best trapper right now, though, is Ella. With shields being so distinctive right now, with them being so strong right now, not a shield meta, by the way, but with shields being picked so much, and with them coming so many rounds, Ella is one of the best counters to play shields on. Just pocket 1 or 2 of your Ellas. If a shield comes at you, throw your Ella on the ground, throw it on a wall, let them run into it. They're going to pop their shield up, and then you're going to pop them. Alright, do we understand? She also has a deployable and impacts. Oh yeah, and she also has the Scorpion, chat. She's also just that good. And then she has a scoped pistol. She has a pistol with a scope on it. Are we for real? Yeah. Ella is literally like that right now. You guys need to start playing her, I swear. I swear. Chat, I think we are filling up this S tier category really well. I think this S tier category has been filled up well. A tier has been filled up well. Let's fill some of the lower ranks out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about some of these other tiers as well. You know, let's bring my mojo down just slightly. Who to talk about? Let's talk about Callie. Callie is gonna be D tier. Probably worse than Jackal, even though I hate Jackal. Callie's main purpose, open up windows, open up castle barricades. Where does she get played on? Banked for the most part. Because there's lots of castles that you can clear from the outside, and there's lots of barricades that you can clear. That's her main purpose. She can also obviously destroy bandits from the outside. You can use her for that. But she's a very, very, very niche operator in that sense. Moving forward, I love Oryx as an operator. I love him as an operator. But he's just not really good. He's not amazing. He's not bad enough to be D tier. Maybe he is. Maybe he is. Maybe he's below Jackal. Man, I hate it because I love Oryx. I love the potential that he has. He doesn't fit anywhere. Like, his ability is kind of useless. Because his ability is to knock over shields. But most of the time, shield operators are going to have someone behind them playing off of them. So he, more than anything, just becomes a troll at that point. Because he's going to knock him over and just immediately die. I wish he was better. I think he needs a rework. And by I think, I mean I know. For him to be viable, he needs a rework. Because he has everything. He has a bailiff right now. He has barbed wire. He has prox alarms. He has the T5. He's a 2-2 operator. He becomes like a 4-speed when he uses his ability. He just needs some type of rework. Because right now, he's just not viable. Gridlock. High B tier. Probably going to put her above Sledge. Really good for staircases. You know, her best map is Cafe. She's good for Night Haven Labs on Exo staircases. But most of the time, Nomad is going to be better than her. And none of her guns are amazing either. Like, her LMG, not amazing. Her auto, not amazing. Like, they're solid guns, but there's nothing that is making them really good. They're just kind of alright weapons. Moving down the line, Pulse, once again. I'm going to put Pulse above Castle. I think Pulse has more viability than Castle right now. Just because there's a few sites where I won't even say a few. I will say more times than not he's going to be better. Just because you have the win con of playing from below. Which means you're wasting time as Pulse, which Castles are meant to waste time. Or utility. And as Pulse, you're wasting time or utility having them hunt you. And then not only that, but you get a win con on top of it, which Castle doesn't have. You get a win con as Pulse because you have the Cardiac Johnson that you can play off of. And you can see their tiny little heartbeats from below. And then blow them up, shotgun them, do as you must. Sens, overhated. High B tier operator, overhated. Sens is overhated. The best operator for off plants, right? You have default plants and you have off plants. This is the best off plant operator in the game. You throw a couple Senses and you plant in an off position where they're not going to expect you. Then they're going to C4 the wrong area, and unless they have a Solus or a Pulse or something to see it, you're going to get that plant down, man down, hand down. Hold your position. And then you're holding that position, and it's GG. Attackers are going to win that. She also has the 417, second best DMR in the game, in a DMR meta. She has frag grenades. Sens is so good. Start using her more. Start getting creative. You guys just run Ash, you just run in there, and you either get a pick, you get 2 picks, or you die, and you're like, oh, that's the game. No! Get creative with their abilities. Get creative with how you play these operators, okay? It's a tactical shooter. If you want to run around and shoot people, you'll play Call of Duty. That's the entire purpose over there. If you want to get creative with stuff, and you want to play these plant scenarios, and you want to be able to mix in your own ideas, start playing operators like Sens. Start getting creative with how you play the game. Alright? Sens is not bad, you just aren't thinking good enough. You aren't thinking smart enough. You're not thinking like a Siege player yet. Once again, give me video ideas. I haven't had a video blow up yet. If you guys want a video, me explaining how to think like a Siege player, how to think like a Siege coach, how do you think in a competitive mindset, I will drop it! Let me know! Sentry. B tier. Worse than Gridlock, better than Sledge in my opinion. TCSG, he can bring anything. Deployables, C4s, impacts, bulletproof cams, prox alarms, barbed wire. He's a solid operator. I would love if there was a new gadget for defense actually that the Sentry could have that would temporarily electrify a wall. Kind of like how an EMP nade works, but instead of chucking something and having it disable a bunch of electronics, it enables them or something, and it can electrify a wall for a short time. Kind of like a mini tube. Maybe that would be busted. Maybe that's a terrible idea, but interesting concept at the very least. Moving forward, Zofia. Zofia, B tier operator. Unfortunately, I actually think I have to put Zofia below Nokk. Zofia is a 3 armor. Her ability is really solid, but the 3 armor and her gun not being amazing kills her viability. I love using Zofia in strats, but for the love of God, like, can we just make her a 2-2? Can we make her a 2 armor, a 2 speed operator? Because this whole 3 armor stuff is just not working for me with Zofia. I'm not in love with it. I'll just be honest. Her gun feels clunky to use as well. She doesn't feel smooth to use. I'm not a huge fan of Zofia. Just like, to the point, not a huge fan of Zofia. I think she's solid. I really like her ability. I like the concept behind her. But can we just make her a 2 armor, 2 speed? Amaru, C tier operator. Now, let me explain to you how to use Amaru effectively. You're either using her for quick plants, as a distraction, or to clear space early. Now, let me break that down for you. Quick plant. Amaru takes diffuser. You break open the windows, you play more stuff off, you butt below. 3, 2, 1, go! And you yin, you grim, you do your thing, ba 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 ba. And then you Amaru it. And you start planting the diffuser. And that's the twig plant. The distraction is someone else twig plants. So you do the same thing. Yin, butt below, ba 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 ba. Someone else goes in. You have Monty swinging. He starts planting. But what do you do? Before he starts planting, you 3, 2, 1 it with Amaru. Amaru starts flying through a different window, through a different hatch. Oh my goodness, and then she smokes it up, and then someone smokes it off for her. Oh my goodness, where are they planting? Are they planting where the Amaru came in at? Or are they planting where the Monty came in at? Oh my goodness, and now you have split pressure. Or you have your team press from a separate area. Amaru drones out a section of the map. Oh my goodness, it's clear. All of the bodies are being pulled to the other side of the map where the other team is, and all of them are watching. And then Amaru comes in from the other side. And then she starts lurking over there. And then while every single person is watching your other team, and no one is focused on you, and you go in, and then you Rambo them down. Ah! And you drop them. That's how you play her effectively. 0. Overhyped. Overhyped. 0 is not good. Look, I know 0 fanboys are out here, and they're like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. 0's the best operator. I love playing 0. Oh my goodness, have you played his gun before? He has so many cams. He has so many cams. Shut up! Do you have ears? Do you have a headset? Yes? Do you know how to use your drone? Do you know how to talk to your team? Then 0's cams? Ineffective. Alright? They're just not effective. At all. His gun is good. I'll give you that. I like his gun. That's all there is to him. Stop hyping him up to be this amazing operator that he's not. Those are my 2 cents on the issue. He's C tier. Who should I get my grubby fingers on next? Rauora. Whoa. Not, wait. Nope, not like that. Rauora is going in the C tier as well. I like her ability. It's decent. It's a good concept, but I just don't feel like it's super strong in practice. I see a lot of T2 teams run it. I see very situationally T1 teams run it, which makes me want to say it's not as strong as a lot of the majority of people would like to imagine. I remember even myself when it was first coming out, I was like, oh my goodness, this might be insane. It's not really. Unfortunately. She does have the 417 though, I think. Or does she have the 919? Or not 919. 91R. I think she actually has the 91R. So third best DMR in the game in a DMR meta. So she's good in that aspect, but I don't know, there's just not much to her. I think she's fun to run with friends, but competitively, I don't think you see many opportunities to really run her. Kapkan, I'm putting above Castle. I don't care. I don't care. You have a problem with it? Go to the comments section. Kapkan is better than Castle. Alright? Because let me explain something to you. Kapkans are going to force somebody to check. If you stand at Kapkan, you have to check every single doorway that you go across to see if there's a Kapkan there. What does looking at a Kapkan make you do? Class, I'll ask you. What does that make you do? It makes them change their body position and looking at the doorway. That is correct. It makes them change their body position and look at the doorway. So they're looking like this and get their head taken off. Alright, that's why Kapkan's strong. Along with that, it forces them to shoot or use utility on a Kapkan, which is going to cause a sound cue or waste utility or both. Okay, it reveals a position or a target that they want to attack. That's what makes Kapkan good. Castle doesn't do that. It tells you where they want to push or where they are pushing, or it might just open up an area. Who knows? Maybe you're just making a weakness for yourself for no reason. Nobody's clearing a Kapkan though if they don't plan to push that area. I can destroy a castle and not plan to push that area, and I'm just trying to open space, or I plan to play a cut there later. Caveira, F tier. Slightly above Rook, only for the reason that if you get an Antero, you win the game. Are you getting an Antero in high lobbies? No, you're not. In high lobbies, you're probably not getting an Antero. Alright, cut and dry, that's just how it is. You're probably not getting an Antero in high lobbies. If you do get an Antero though, you're probably winning that round. So, for that reason, she is high F tier. If it really matters to you that much where I put people in the different tiers, Caveira's high F tier. She's the best of the worst. Chat, who do we go to next? Who do we talk about next? No, we haven't talked about any strong operators in a minute. So let's get controversial. Mute. Mute. Actually, I found an operator that is below Hibanna. Mute. Mute is the very bottom of A tier right now. Very bottom of A tier. Let me tell you why, chat. Okay? The other day, I tried to use Mute. And I got a lion stand. And I was standing in my Mute jammer. And I tried to walk. I couldn't. I can't even walk through a lion stand anymore with a Mute jammer. Do you know what Mutes are used for anymore? Deimos tracks. Drones. They do not stop Grims. They do not stop Lions. They do not stop Hard Breaches. They don't stop Claymores. They're useless anymore. The only reason you're running Mute at this point is for the shotgun, SMG-11, and nostalgia that you get when you click Mute. Smoke is better than this guy in every single way. And let me tell you something else. Let me tell you something else that you're going to disagree with. You know who else is better than Mute? You know who does better than Mute anymore? Mozzie. Mozzie is better than Mute now. Okay? Mozzie is better than Mute now. Because at least when Mozzie hacks a drone, when he stops a drone, he gets to use the drone. He gets to use it as intel. Mute does not get to do that. All he does is stop it. And that's all he stops anymore, is drones and Deimos tracks. Is Deimos meta? Yes. Am I playing a Mute to stop one operator? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I am not doing that. I'll run a smoke and just stop them from coming at me in the first place. Or I'll run a Kapkan at that point, or a Lesion, or I'll run a Fenrir. Something else to stop them from coming at me. Mute is low A tier, and at this point, honestly, he might be low A tier out of pure nostalgia. Okay? Let me break that down for you. Pure nostalgia might be the only reason anyone is picking Mute anymore. It might be the only reason I am keeping this terrible, ugly operator in A tier at this point. That and the fact that I have the Jinxie skin. The Jinxie skin. Chat, I need a minute. Move on. Alright, chat. We took our quick break after that one. Let's move on to a new operator now. Ooh, I know who everyone wants to hear about. Clash. Let's talk about Clash real quick. Clash is an S tier operator, okay? Which other operator on defense will pull that many bodies to one location? You see the enemy oppositions are going Clash, and you're sending everybody their way. Clash is gonna have 2, 3, 4 bodies on her. She's gonna be nomaded, naded, flashed. By the time you get to the end of the round, you're gonna be down 2 people pushing a Clash and all of your utility. Now you have to fight through a Aruni DMR, Tube DMR, a 3-speed Bandit, and a Fenrir. And you don't have anything left to push them with. Somehow you've used all your Twitch charges trying to go after the Clash, you've used all your flashbangs and smokes, and you're gonna get fried on the million different crossfires that they have made just for you to push into sight, all because you had to clear 1 Clash. That is the impact that Clash has on defense. That impact alone does not go unrecognized, and Clash, you have worked your way to the top soldier. You are S tier. Come on, hoorah! Chat, why am I cringy? Chat, do not put me in Hollywood. Why am I cringy? Holy shit. Thunderbird. Yeah. Have you met C tier before? Thunderbird, you are C tier. You know, they've tried buffing Thunderbird. I do like Thunderbird. Her ability can't just be used anymore by the enemy team. I don't know why it was ever able to be used by the enemy team in the first place. Now it has to be Brava hacked, so I do like that. However, the spear is awful. Her shotgun is mid. Just give her the super shorty, please. Her shotgun's mid. The spear is terrible. Her ability, I mean, it's a one-shot headshot game. Like Doc, Rook, Thunderbird, Finka, I don't care about the heals. You know, the heals aren't doing much when my brain is imploded. Alright? When you explode my brain, it doesn't matter how many flu shots you give me. I'm still dead, chat. Do we not get this? Moving on. Now, I am going to talk about Fuse. However, if you are copper, bronze, silver, gold, unranked, skip to the next operator. Because I am going to put Fuse in a tier that's going to make you think that you can use him. And I promise you, you can't. Okay? Fuse is going in B tier. Do not pick him in your next ranked game if you are gold or below. Do you understand me? Don't do it! Fuse, you use his ability to clear utility. Okay? You're breaking Malusis with it. You're breaking Bandits with it. You're breaking Barbed Wire with it. You're breaking Zombies with it. And he has breach charges, so you can play Vert. And he has hard breaches, so you can open up the hatch if you need to. Do you understand? You're not using it to go for kills. He's not B tier for that reason. He's not the Kapkan of attack. He has the AK-12, which can kill people perfectly fine without you trying to do anything with the fuse charges to kill anyone. Use the AK-12 for its intended purpose. Thank you. Moving on. Thatcher. Thatcher's A tier. Thatcher is high A tier. Thatcher is high A tier simply because he's able to use his ability easier now. It's a lot more new person friendly. So if you're copper, bronze, silver, gold, you can listen to this. Because anyone above that already knows this information. It's a lot more user friendly now. The Thatcher balls used to be kind of like randomly generated on if you were going to deactivate stuff or not. Now you can just and deactivate it. And it's easy. Alright. There we go. Thatcher also has every single gun in the game, I'm pretty sure. He's playing mystery heroes out here. Shout out Overwatch. He has a DMR. He has an AR. He has an SMG. I think he has a shotgun too. However you want to approach a gunfight, choose Thatcher for it. He has everything for you. Thatcher, solid operator. Let's talk shields real quick. Blackbeard. Blitz. You know what? We'll go one shield at a time. That way it makes more sense. We can talk about each one individually. Blackbeard. A tier operator. Really good at taking space, horrible at planting. If you don't know, when you plant with him, his shield retracts and it goes to his back. So you're not actually turtle planting or covering anything. So he's not good in that instance. However, he has an AR. Stop using the ACOG on his AR. Are you listening to me? Don't use it. Use the Hollow A or Iron Sights. I am not trolling. Okay? Do not use the ACOG on Blackbeard. It's not good. He has nades. He's good at taking space. He can breach through whatever. And he's also the only shield now that is able to jump through windows without having to punch them first. He can still just do it. It does take one ability usage, but he can do it. Chat, I'm gonna have a migraine if I keep this up. Alright, chat. We've really been narrowing down this list. I honestly think this is the best list you're gonna see. This is the best tier list you are ever going to see. I am pretty much putting up perfection for you right now. All you gotta do is copy paste this, take a quick little shot of it, and you'll be solid for this season. But wait until I'm done. Wait for the end. Alright. Let's talk on Glaz. Glaz, a lot of you are going to disagree with this. He is A tier. Now, before you rush to the comment section and go, this T3 coach doesn't know anything. He said Glaz is A tier. I'm gold 2, and I main action Warden every time. And I have a 1.2 KD. And I can tell you from my profession, you're wrong! Okay? Let me explain to you why Glaz is A tier. No other operator in the game guarantees a win for a gunfight or a plant. Okay? If you're quick planting and the plant's going down and you have two different, let's say there's two doorways. There's a doorway here and there's a doorway here. Right? And I'm Glaz. And I have my gun out. And I have these two areas smoked off. And I'm standing here. My planter's in front of me. These two areas are smoked off. There's a box covering him. You guys get the diagram? This guy thinks he's cute and he swings out. He can't see me, but I can see him. I'm Glaz. I've done this shit since he was a child. Pow, pow, pow. Off that door frame, he's dead. Nobody better swing me. His friend thinks he gets real smart. He tries to swing me through the smoke as well, even though he just heard my excellent DMR skills and my sniper skills on Glaz. He tries to swing me through the smoke. What he doesn't know is I can see him, but he can't see me. Pow, pow, pow. And he's gone. Okay? No other operator is guaranteeing a win on a gunfight like that. Okay? Nobody. No one else is guaranteeing a win like a gunfight. The best thing that you can do in that scenario is to try to huck a C4 over and hope that I don't see you first and react quick enough. That's the best case scenario, is for you to charge a C4 randomly and hope that you can blow it up in time. Enough said, he's A tier. Capital. S tier. Oh, Capital is so S tier. 2 fire bolts that both last what? Like 12 seconds now? They just buffed the time on it. He has 2 smokes as well. Perfect, like amazing post plant scenario operator. He has hard breaches, claymores, EMPs. He can do everything. He has the PAR and a DMR. Come on, chat. Does he even need an introduction? Look, he might not be the most fun operator to play if you're new to the game. It takes a little bit of a brain to be able to use him. You have to know some of the mechanics, right? You have to know a thing or two. You have to see a thing or two. You have to know a thing or two before you can do a thing or two. But if you know what you're doing, Capital is S tier. Unarguable. Best operator in the game. I'm going to drop some ball knowledge on you right now. Best operator in the game. Azami. Azami throws around deployable shields for the entire team to use. Okay? She creates unfair gunfights, one-way angles. She's like Castle's reworked in perfection. Like, get Castle out of the game, it's Azami's time. You know what I mean? She can delay time on doorways that people can't walk through. She can put her Kiva barrier on the top of doorways to force people to crouch through them, creating an unfair gunfight that she can win. And also, I mean, come on, just it's Azami. Like, chat. Might have to cut real quick. I'm kidding. Alright, moving on. Flores. Just above Ash. Flores is just above Ash, chat. Okay? Flores does everything that Ash does except that he can't destroy Mira's. However, he gets twice her ability usage and he can do it from a safer distance. Flores is better than Ash. He has the AR-33. Granted, okay, he has the worst DMR in the game, but he has a DMR. He has the AR-33, a DMR, and Yin LMG. I mean, probably just run the AR-33, but overall a solid operator. Flores drones, really strong, really good at clearing utility. I don't know why so many people hate on Flores. Like, my team hates on Flores, the team that I coach, of course, hates on Flores. Mint hated on Flores in his video. I love Flores. I think Flores is an amazing pick. I love putting him in strats. I don't know where all this Flores hate comes from. I feel like a Zero fan right now trying to defend him right now. But Flores is good. And trust me when I say that, he's A tier. Ram, I still have the same take on Ram that I had the last time that I made a tier list. I think Ram's overhyped. Her ability's really good, but I feel like it's super loud and it's so easy to get flanked while her ability's going off. Like, I just feel deaf. Now, maybe I am. Maybe there's a reason that I coach and I don't play the game right now, obviously. But I just feel deaf when her Ram's going off. Like, I will not hear anybody flanking me. However, she does have, you know, stuns in the R4C, so that makes her fun. So I understand that aspect of it. But I feel like too many of you are wasting bans on this operator. People are just going to run Fuse, Buck, or Sledge to make the vert on you instead. Right, and if you're playing with a stack, it's not going to matter if it's Ram or anyone else. Someone else can watch your back. You guys are wasting bans right now, banning Ram. It's really just sad to watch. Malusi. Ooh, I really like Malusi. I'll put Malusi right above Brava. Malusi, MP5, she has, you know, a secondary shotgun. Again, not amazing, but she has a secondary shotgun. Her gadget is really good. Again, it's a lot like Kapkan's. It forces them to look at it in off positions that you can swing off of. The only thing I think holding her back from being better is that, you know, just like Zofia, she's not a 2-2. If she was a 2 armor 2 speed, she'd probably be an S tier right now. But because she's a 3 armor, she has to stay an A tier. Just objectively, I feel like that's, I mean, what does it take to be a 3 armor at S tier? You have to have a special ability like Ace. You have to be the best anchor like Warden. you have to have a shield to protect you like Clash. There has to be something. Melissi, again, she doesn't have that X factor to her. She doesn't have that X factor to push her to that next level. IQ. IQ's high B. Right above Fuse. IQ's really strong. 5.52. Well, I won't say really strong, but she has the 5.52 and LMG. You know, her ability sees everywhere. I used to love playing IQ on Coastline, and I would just take her LMG because it's, you know, I play on console right now. And, you know, then I would take nades, and then I would do the nade in the drone hole behind the bar, if you know what I'm talking about. And then I would just play with like infinite ammo pretty much and just snipe people down on the roof. I like IQ. I do think Thatcher took away some of her spark though. Nomad, I kind of talked about Nomad earlier. You know, she's better than Gridlock. Nomad's better than Gridlock. More scenarios for her to be used in. Her gadget is better at denying flanks, in my opinion, for the, you know, besides staircases. And Nomad is really strong, especially because Clash is S tier right now. Clash being S tier is a big reason why Nomad gets to be high A tier as well right now, because she's a counter to it. And not in the way that Alibi counters Snake, you know, the new operator, but in the fact that she counters Clash. Like if Clash gets hit by it, she's on her back, she's prone, and her shield is put away. Moving forward. Tachanka. Tachanka. We'll talk about Tachanka. Tachanka's A tier. Tachanka is A tier. I'm gonna make people extra mad because I'm gonna be putting him above Mute. Now, before you guys rush to the comments, once again, before you guys rush to the comments and you're like, I'm Platinum 4. I've been playing this game for 3 years, 9 months, 6 hours, and 14 minutes. And I can tell you that Tachanka is one of the worst operators in the game. No, he's not. Go watch a Pro League match. He's getting used all the time, okay, in Pro League. Layer second floor, he's used a bunch. Basement bank, used a bunch. Consulate, used a bunch. There's multiple maps where he's being used a bunch. His ability is absolutely insane for time waste. They have to plant the bomb. Do you know what Tachanka can do? Stop them from planting the bomb from a safe distance. Bounce the fire on them. They're gonna burn before they finish planting the diffuser. Now they have to reposition. But there's no safe place for them to reposition. So what do they have to do? They have to go right into your crossfire that you have with your teammates, and they're gonna die. Because you're a smart player. And you put them in that position, and now they can't win the gunfight because you forced an unfair gunfight. Start thinking like a pro Siege player if you want to get good at the game. Alright? It's not just who has the best gun, okay? Who has the best gun is not what determines how good the operator is. Let's keep it moving. Chat, there are 14 operators left to go on this list. Let's get it, alright? Now, what if we just do it in order? Alright, these two will be last. These two will be last. We're just going to do it in order from now. Everyone that you see on this list is going to go in order. Goyo is going in S tier. Goyo is going in S tier. He has the TCSG. He has 4 Goyo canisters that each stop the opponent for 15 seconds. That is a whole minute of wasted time from his Goyo canisters that stop opponents from entering a specific area. That's crazy. Plus TCSG, right? Maybe a Sledge shotgun, but it has an ACOG. If you don't like that, he has the Vector as a second weapon. He has impacts. Goyo is an absolute unit. I don't care if he doesn't have Vector ACOG anymore. He's still an absolute unit. Grim, S tier, once again. Grim is S tier once again. I'll say right below Deimos. Maybe the best post-plant operator in the entire game. He's also one of 2 attack operators that can soft breach and hard breach. He has a bailiff and hard breaches. He also has impact EMPs if you want to run those instead, and claymores. He has the 5.52 commando. Amazing gun. Grim does absolutely everything. And again, his bees, crazy. Mute jammers don't even stop them anymore. The only operator that can stop them now, Vigil. If Vigil turns his cloaking on, that's the only way that it's stopping it. But mute jammers don't even stop the Grim bees anymore. Grim is cracked anymore. Monty. Man, I must have saved like all the S tiers for last. Monty, another S tier. Monty will go right below Grim. The best shield operator in the entire game. Monty eats so much. That guy's gonna eat 2 C4s, an EMP, be on 1 HP and still plant the bomb for you. He's an absolute unit. He will walk you in, shield extended, ping where all the different enemies are at. Bean, 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 bean. And all your team has to do is swing. And they're dead. That's all it takes. He's right here. He's right here. Alright, 3, 2, 1, swing. Monty is crazy for that. Because if you've ever tried punching a Monty as well, you're not soloing a Monty like that. And if you try punching the Monty shield, yeah, be prepared for the 3 teammates that he has hiding like American snipers ready to take your head off the second that you try doing that. Noob. You know what I got a blueberry out there trying to do that. Buck, A tier. Buck, slightly higher than Ash. Bucking from below, one of the best things in the game that you can do. Bucking from below, one of the hardest things in the game that you can do. You have roamers that are going to be trying to come after you. Operators will try to drop hatches after you. They're going to be staring down vert holes on you. It is not a safe position. However, if you are able to execute it properly, it's one of the best mechanics in the game that you can do to help your team, is to buck from below. Buck can also obviously make vert on the opponents. He has flashes, he has the C8, and he has the cameras. Buck is a unit, chat. Buck's a unit. Absolute menace. Let's keep it rolling though. We're going to be talking about Smoke next. Smoke, also an S tier. Also an S tier. Smoke is obviously an S tier. Same exact loadout that Mute has, but he's better in every way. Alright. His gadget, right? The smoke canisters themselves. Slowing down time, killing the opponent, damaging the opponent, stopping, disrupting their vision. It stops them from coming through. Again, more time waste. Very big time waste. Huge. Huge for Plantanile. Same reason for Tachanka, except Smoke is more versatile than Tachanka. He has a better kit than Tachanka. He has more aura than Tachanka. Smoke's S tier. Blitz. Right below Blackbeard. Blitz is A tier. Blitz is worse than Monty and Blackbeard, but not by a lot. A lot of the shields are interchangeable depending on the maps. However, I will say Blitz is consistently the weakest of the 3 main shields. Besides Osip, I don't really count her as a shield. Blitz is really good at those fast plays. You watch Chalet, and Blitz will just fly through that window right after bar stock, and he'll make the fast play on it. But that's when you're using Blitz. You're not using him to slow take, you're using him for the quick plants, which makes him more situationally based. He's really strong, but in specific scenarios, and that's the key difference between him and Blackbeard. Blackbeard you can use pretty much all of the time, and Blitz is more specific scenarios that you're going to be using him in. Solus, it's like all the S tiers are just at the end. Right, chat? Solus. Oh my goodness. I'll put Solus right above Ace. Solus's ability to find every single electronic and gadget that the attackers are using and pinpoint that for her entire team. Cinema. Absolute cinema. Solus is so good. I can't tell you how many Pro League matches I watched where they'd be using a Solus, and it looked like the attack was going to win, and then last second, Solus found the bomb where they were planting and killed the person in the last 3-4 seconds of the round. And then the defenders won it. Solus is so broken for post-plant situations. Or not post-plant. Planting situations. Late round situations. Shoot! Even post-plant situations. If players are watching drones. Solus is so nutty. Okay, Solus is nutty. If you... Well, okay. Apparently it's been a long day. Solus is insane. Striker, high A tier. High A tier. Only operator in the game that can open a hatch by himself. If a hatch is cated, impact plus hard breach. Boom, it's open. He can also run frags, stuns, smokes, anything that you need. Breach charges. He has the M4, amazing weapon. A secondary shotgun on attack. Yeah, this guy is obviously a high A tier. Like, again, if he had that X factor to him, he'd be S tier. He's this far away, chat, from being an S tier, but he's not quite there yet. Not quite there yet. High A tier, though. Thermite. High A tier. High A tier. Thermite now has 3 Thermite charges, right? 3 Thermite breaching charges, which means he can get 3 walls open like Bonnie Blue. He's opening 3 walls like Bonnie Blue, and he is getting his team in there. And then, you know what Thermite becomes after that? Thermite's not a support player anymore after he uses his Thermite charges, no. That's your first entry player! He's breaching the walls open, and then he's getting in there with his balls handing to the floor. And he's swinging on everyone that he sees, because he's already used all of his utility for the team. And he's dropping his balls to the floor, and he's nuking everyone. Everyone's dead. That's Thermite. Thorn, A tier. Shoot. I never thought I'd see the day where I'd put Thorn above Fenrir. Here we are, chat. I found the day. I found the day that I'm putting Thorn above Fenrir. Thorn is insane, though. Like, there's really not much to say. They completely changed her. She has 4 Thorn traps now instead of 3. They go off faster. She can still auto-kill lower health operators. She has the shotgun and C75, like... And, I mean, even her primary weapon's not even the worst, the Uzi. It's a good weapon as well. Thorn's A tier. Thorn's A tier now. Twitch, also A tier. I'll say Twitch is better than Striker now. I mean, she has 2 of the best weapons. F2 might be the new best auto in the game. 417, second best DMR in the game. She has her Twitch drones, which seem to have infinite range that she can just take anything out with. Lesion mines, BPs, default cams. You know, she's insane. I mean, there's not much to really say about Twitch. She just gets it done. You know, she's just running in there and she's getting shit done. Yeah. Yin, also S tier. Where are you going? Where are you going? Put you right here. Right above Goyo. They buffed Yin for some godforsaken reason, okay? Her charges now go off for 0.2 seconds longer. Now, I saw Jinxie hold Yin's shotgun the other day, the colored black ice, and he was upset about it. He said, why did I get the worst gun in the game? Jinxie! Listen to Papa. Alright? Yin's shotgun is busted, because most of the time you're using Yin to take over short ranges. Okay, she's able to take over map control from short distances. So you're Yin charging. Okay, let's say E-box, right? You're taking over E-box on labs. You Yin it off, they move. Now you're holding that spot for your team while they get in. So just like how you didn't play Mute, that's how you didn't play Yin. You're covering it. You're not swinging random lawn angles with Yin. No. Okay, that's why you have your Yins, to clear that area so you don't have to wide swing. Yin shotgun, crazy. Now, on longer range gunfight maps, yes, Yin OMG is better. However, for the most part, Yin shotgun's gonna be better, plus she has the Reaper now. Now! Chat! The two operators that you came to see. I know you came to see them from the thumbnail. Pay attention, alright? You guys have a lot of questions. In fact, change my music for me real quick. Play. There we go. Mira! Let's get into this. Mira is not as good as you guys like to say. She's not. Mira is not an S-tier operator. Do you understand me? She's not S-tier. All you need is a mic and a little bit of coordination, and I promise you can counter her. Stop banning her in all of your games. You can buck below, you can twitch, you can axe charge, you can Cali charge. You can Hibanna. Like, she has so many counters. You can even ace them. Walk Avanti up to it. Extended shield out and punch the Mira. There's so many counters to the Mira. She is not A tier. She's not S tier. She's A tier. Okay? Stop pretending that she's all this, all that. She's A tier. She's not S tier. Okay? Do you understand me? The only time I should ever see a Mira ban is in solo queue. Oh! That's it! Moving forward. Alright, some of you have not been able to play Snake this season because he was locked behind the battle pass for the first 2 weeks. That's why the video is coming out today, so you can use this information that you hear to implement it into your games tomorrow. Okay? Now, here's what you need to know about Snake. Snake is good for pretty much every role. Okay? Amazing for first entry, amazing for second entry, amazing for lurk. Amazing cuts player. Shoot. I mean, I wouldn't recommend him on support, but you might as well play him on support if you want to anyways. Right? Snake is kind of busted right now. The range on his device is absurd. I don't know how this even got past the beta or the tryouts, but the range on his device will literally see into other rooms. And it doesn't have a number of usage that you can look at it, which is also useful, by the way. You can look at that device just to see if there's someone nearby, and that'll narrow down where the defenders are for you real quickly. And then you scan them, and it tells you exactly where they are, where they're looking, locations. Anyone who has a little bit of map knowledge and coordination is going to use him to absolutely fly and absolutely slam on top of the opponents. Snake is without a doubt this season an S-tier operator. I'm going to put him right above Solus, actually. I'll put him right above Solus. I love Solus too. I'm putting him right above Solus. Snake is such a fun operator to play as well. He's so powerful. He's such a strong operator. He's unique. He's fun. Ubisoft, amazing job with this operator. Decrease his scanner by like 5 meters and he'll be perfect. I promise you. Decrease his scanner by 5 meters of radius and he'll be perfect. I promise you. Okay? Okay. Chat, with all that being said, if you've made it to the end of the video, thank you for sticking around. Thank you for supporting the channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.